Following Sariputta. Episode 2. The awareness of obstacles. What if I told you that the very first thing Sariputta tried after his ordination as a monk wasn't deep philosophy, but simply ditching pleasure? Not all pleasure, just the sticky kind. The kind that hijacks the senses and drags the mind into craving. Sounds almost too easy, right? Remove the obstacles that keep us from moving forward, and voila, awakening. But here's where it gets interesting. Sariputta treated this idea almost as an experiment. Not a warm-up, not a rehearsal, and he had every reason to believe this could be the real deal. After all, the Buddha himself had described sensual pleasure, sensual desire, ill will, laziness, restlessness, and doubt, all as obstacles to clarity. And so, Sariputta's logic was simple. Remove the obstacles, and the mind should reveal its hidden blueprint for enlightenment. A lot like trying to cross the street while dragging a boulder. Ditch the boulder, and the crossing will be cake. So what happened? Sariputta indeed sat in meditation, fully cognizant of the chains that the Buddha warned of, secluding himself not only from the external traps of the senses, but also from the internal hot messes that invariably hinder progress. The result was immediate and powerful. The first jhana, rapture, joy, and focus arrived like guests who had been waiting outside the whole time. It was luminous, it was stable, and it felt like the experiment had succeeded. But here's the twist. The jhana didn't last. Sariputta, sharp-eyed as ever, noticed that even this radiant state demonstrated disturbing signs. It came, it went, and it was clearly impermanent. In scientific terms, Sariputta's hypothesis just didn't hold up. Removing the obstacles did produce extraordinary clarity, but not total liberation. He recognized that there was still work to be done. The attempt showed that an awareness of the obstacles was a necessary, but not sufficient, first step. Now, you could call this a failure. But Sariputta didn't. He treated it as a data point. He had discovered that an attention to the obstacles alone, however blissful, was still part of the conditioned world. To reach unconditioned liberation, more would be required. His first attempt was both a success and a revelation. Success, because it produced a profound meditative state. And revelation, because it proved that awakening isn't just about recognizing obstacles. It's about seeing through everything. Even the polished clarity that comes after the obstacles are gone. That's why this first attempt matters. It shows us that spiritual progress isn't built on magical shortcuts, but on careful, persistent introspection. Sariputta didn't just meditate. He studied, recorded, and learned. His wisdom wasn't gifted. It was earned by noticing not only what worked, but what didn't. And the takeaway? Stillness, seclusion, concentration. These can feel like the finish line. But they're not. They're the lab notes. They're the data points. They're the first, failed but necessary first step in a series of steps that would eventually lead Sariputta to complete understanding. The first attempt showed him something no theory could. that even clarity can be an obstacle when mistaken for the end.